It's a big weekend for Will Sharp. Not only will he be looking to get back on the scoring trail, having started the season on fire with 4 from 4 for the Black and Whites, but he comes up against the club where it all began. Despite being born in Nigeria and originally hailing from the north of England, he spent an eventful youth in the big smoke of London. A spell with South London Storm was followed by a move to the academy ranks at Harlequins, where he shone, and it wasn't long before he made his first team debut in 2008. 2 successful years later, the move to Hull FC cropped up, and this weekend he'll return to the Stoop for the first time.
It's going to be a big week because I'm going back to play against my old team, where I started my Super League career off, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, my family will be coming to watch. You know, I'll be seeing my old friends, my old teammates, and it's just, you know, and I'm playing for Hull FC, and I'm looking forward to just going down there just to represent and, you know, have fun.
Now, tough upbringing, personally, for you, some of which managed to make its way into the papers as Will Sharp, the reformed man. What did you make all of that and those articles that you had to read about yourself?
No, I don't know. When somebody asks you the question, I just try to be as honest as possible. And when the guy asked me, like how I started playing rugby league for Harlequins, I realised that's how I started playing. I ended up because. I was living in Bradford at the time when I became ill, and I had to move to London, like so my mum and my sisters could look after me, and that's why I went down there. And like obviously I got sectioned, I got put into hospital. I didn't do anything bad or anything. Obviously I was ill as well. I wasn't feeling well. It happens. There's a lot of people that it happens to. You know, it can happen to anybody. I don't think it was really. It wasn't really a hard upbringing. My mum and my sisters, my dad, they all brought me up well. It was just like sometimes kids like just do their own thing, and I just used to just be a bit of a free spirit. I used to do whatever I wanted, and it's hard for your parents sometimes if I'm just doing whatever I want to do because that's how I was, you know. And it's, you know, when you're a young lad, you just do whatever you want, and that's what happened. And it wasn't really an hard upbringing. I went to school every day. I did what I had to do, but it was just like I think personally, I probably ended up being ill because I just didn't really know what I was going to do, you know, and I probably wasted my time at school and stuff. And you know, sometimes you don't really know what to do. You're just a bit of a sheep, and you don't really realise. And it's hard when you're a young kid trying to figure out what you want to do. I was in hospital. I came out of hospital, and I wanted to do stuff with myself. I wanted to, you know, I had to make something of where I was. So I thought, well, I used to like playing rugby, so I thought I'd go down and play rugby for the local rugby league team. So I just went down there, and I was enjoying my rugby and stuff. I think Rob Powell was the coach at the time, actually, at South London Storm, and he asked me to come down to train with Harlequins under 21s. I trained there. It was difficult because I hadn't played that kind of level of rugby, so I struggled my first season. It was only half a season that I played, but I only played 5 games there. Struggled, but I did all right. And then the next year, I went all right. And the year after that, I got put in the first team, and that was really good because I kind of learned a lot from rugby, really, because I kind of learned how to be a man, because I was always like a little kid, and I used to just it was just good just to be with people, like and just being able. I kind of learned to talk about stuff myself, you know, and just a bit. I had to learn how to kind of look after myself. So don't know. There's still, obviously, I've got loads to learn anyway. Still, because I'm still a young lad now. So I just got to keep on. You know what I mean. Obviously, everybody's learning all the time, so that's it.
His early season form has highlighted the calibre of player Sharp could prove to be. Still only young and with plenty to work on, the winger is still regarded as a bright prospect for the future, including the potential to be an England international, the sort of attributes that led head coach Richard Agar and his coaching team to launch a move to bring him to the KC Stadium.
But I still don't think I had the greatest start, but it's always going to be hard playing in a new team, and a team, you know, a team that a lot of people expect such a lot from, you know. It's the boys here and like the coaching staff have made it so much easier. You know, the people around here, even like yourself and the guys behind you, like everybody's so friendly. You know, it would have been if I'd have signed here, I went about I don't know, 3 years ago when I was younger, it would have been a different story. But you know that's the thing. But like I at this time in my life, I thought that I needed a move, you know, and that's why I came to Hull, you know.
With FC then, what have you been to the start of the year? Because personally for you, it's probably not been too bad. You're not shot some decent tries. I know you want to work on a few areas of your game, but the results just haven't quite been following for you.
We're a talented team, like you can see on paper and stuff. We just need a result so we can be start thinking a bit more positive. And you know, I don't know. I think we're doing the right things, but we're just making really bad mistakes, and they're kind of costing us a lot. Obviously, we're a slow start. That didn't help. We've had a quite hard start to the season against some good teams, which haven't helped. But you know, I think we're too good. I think we're too good to be losing games, and we'll sort it out. There's no doubt about it. It's going to come, definitely. You know, I'd try my best. I say it to myself, and you know, I want things to happen. Me personally, you know, it's a new team, and I'm still trying to find my way, and I'm getting there. You know, I'm starting to enjoy myself more playing as well, because Rich is a good leader. You know, at this moment in time, it must be really hard for him. You know, I don't know what else he could do. Like when it comes down to it, we're on the field. And you know, I can't really say much more, but I think for like us guys, it's just mainly. I think it's going to come, and we'll sort it out, you know, and we'll be, you know, we're a big, strong side, and we're fast. We've got everything. Just it's going to come.
I think last year we went to Harlequins in the summer. We saw a very enthusiastic player. I think looking in the video the weeks up to that game, he had a huge amount of carries, and his tackle busts were extremely high. So we thought we'd be lucky that he'd still be available come obviously the date that you're allowed to inquire about players, but he was, and he was very keen to join us. So we're very glad we got him. Obviously pre-season was a little bit disrupted for him, but he's a great character. He brings a lot of enjoyment to our group, and obviously a lot of enthusiasm.
Rich made a big play for him to get him to the club, and although he's kind of publicly said there's one or two things to work on, I think he's ended up with a decent prospect. Yeah,
we'll be the first to tell you he has got a little bit to work on, and as I said before, it didn't help him that he missed the majority of the pre-season with his groin, so he didn't get out onto the pitch and wasn't able to do a lot of defensive stuff. And I'd say it's a defence at the moment that Will's been working on hard. His attacking prowess has been really good. He scored, I think, the first 4 games. I think he scored in every game, and his meterage has been fantastic. So Will's got a couple of things to iron out, but definitely his dedication and enthusiasm to the job is unquestionable.
There's no surprise in hearing those sort of comments about Sharp when you consider his try-scoring prowess early in Super League 16, as well as his final swan song at Quins. Despite playing in a side that was struggling for wins last year, Sharp proved to be one of the standout players, cleaning up at the end-of-year Player of the Year awards with Player of the Year, Players Player of the Year and the Iron Man awards, as he turned his back with a heavy heart on the club that had become his home.
I had some great memories of playing for Harlequins. I met some great guys, you know, playing there as well. I still speak to like the coaching staff, some of the players, and it was good because I was close, you know, like people, my family were around there. But you know, it's times to move on. I really did enjoy. I really did enjoy my times there. You know, it was good because they give me a chance, and if you know the coaches put a lot of effort into me and helped me out a lot. You know, even when I were having bad games, they helped me out. The senior players there were really good guys. They helped me out a lot. They made it so much easier. Like they were Rob Purdom, Chad Randall, like them two have been, or Cal Tomata. You know, they all like helped in their own kind of way. And I used to get on well with obviously the younger lads as well. It's a funny place because in London the housing is so expensive over there. You live with the players. So we always used to live. All the young boys would always live together, and we always used to do stuff like sometimes we play headers and volleys, and and we'd play a bit of cricket and stuff like that. We'd play computer games all day, you know, like tournaments. I were always one of the worst in there. I get beaten by them all. It could be quite annoying sometimes, but yeah.
As you can probably tell, Sharp is very much one of the likely lads. Not one to enjoy the media limelight, he prefers much to be getting his head down on the field and having a laugh and a joke with his teammates off it. However, some reports suggest that his jokes aren't actually always understood, and in fact he has an irrational craze for dancing, so we should probably find out a little bit more about that.
He can dance a bit, actually. He shows them off in the gym. When the tunes are pumping, he likes to get amongst it, and he's pretty impressive, I think.
He likes to show off. It's a bit of a what's it, exhibitionist.
No, it's just when the music gets into me, you know.
Oh, just hit your bones, eh?
No, he can't dance. I like to see him out though. He's a little bit different, Will.
He's a bit of a character. He's always got a smile on his face. He's always laughing and giggling.
When he first got here, it was hard to understand him at first, and some of the stories he had been coming up with.
He comes up with a few one-liners, but yeah, very debatable.
He's got some pretty weird pre-game rituals that he goes through.
He does do some kung fu kicks before a game as warm-up. Do you want me to do a little demonstration of that?
I think we should, yeah. Just take a step back, yeah.
Just for his warm-up, he's like that.
He's starting to grow his hair, so we've given him a nickname. We call him Prince. He named him after the singer, so he's got this weird hairdo, if you haven't noticed already. He's got sort of the curls up top and short down the sides, and before games you see him up against the mirror just checking himself out and putting moisturiser.
I wonder why he's always hanging about after training. He's always the last one to leave. Because he's wanting to lift home because he doesn't drive at the moment, so...
Gets on the field and plays really hard, so he's a really weird but really nice guy to have around.
He's not scared obviously to talk about, you know, the road he's taken to get to Hull FC, and he's definitely an interesting character to sit down and have a chat with.
Now, some of his stories are just hilarious. Some of the things, he's had a pretty rough life, and I guess it's good to see someone like that come through how he has, and he's been playing some really good football, and he's really hard to play against last year, and it's good to have him on our side.
He's a good bloke to have around. As he's real funny. He's always got a smile on his face, and you know he is a bit of a character himself. He's up for a laugh, and he's always having a giggle. But some of the things that he does is a real bit strange. You sometimes do think what is going through his mind at times.
It's probably only fair we give him the right of reply. So what of the dance moves, and perhaps a word on his nicknames?
Because sometimes we've got some good music playing in the gym, and when we're pumping iron and stuff. None of them can dance really, so they just stand there. But I can dance, so obviously you're going to say that I can't dance. I've had nicknames all my life, to be honest. I think Mac used to call me the cat. He called me the cat once after I scored a try, and he says it was like cat-like because I pounced on a ball and scored it. And then and Prince, the boys call me Prince because of my haircut, and they think it looks a bit like Prince, but they ain't got nothing better to say, so they think that's a good diss. So I'll just let them have it. Prince is not a bad name. He makes good music. You know, the girls like him.
So fun and friendly off the field, but lively, committed and dangerous on it. Sharp is showing all the ingredients of becoming a top-class winger for Hull FC, and hopefully it will be a happy homecoming this weekend for the Black and White's leading try scorer.
I'm going over there to win a game, so I can't really say. But during the season, though, I don't know how they'll go. You know, it's a difficult game, this rugby. You know, you just see how it goes. I don't really like to say what's going to happen. Like I hope they do well. You know, and that's what I want to see. I think most of the people want to see Queens do well.
And you'll be backing yourselves then, Hull FC going down there to get the win.
Yeah, definitely. There's no doubt about it. I got to back myself. Well, I've got to say, like, obviously in the back of your head you kind of think, oh, well, what about this? What about that? But I'm like on a positive. I always trying to think on a positive. You know. And that's all I can do, just G myself up for the game.